very day. That is what we suspect may happen. What the reason for them doing that, they say they don't want a situation where shed that say sad that way in the application, as a sad that way in the increase fees, for people to then rush to submit a lot of applications within that period. As my make for and say whether the timelines about in fact timelines and bio over application be our plan say will be ya shemuna ye ne prekum say one yen currently I want we are na a kakakra na de be bro at this stage in terms of the fees need the assume no.
Yo, apart from the fees, and changes by students' application, is there anything else? Do you think it's worth note? As you're sharing so need to UK about immigration issues and so on.
Yes, there are a number of things as and go for also, and mano summary brief answering ya komosuko and as you are going into detail. The first one asylum and humanitarian protection. On my year, some changes be very important. I say the buboso because if people say, "Oh, asylum dear, in Ghana for and fire home," but believe it or not, for the past 6 months to 12 months, there have been a number of successful asylum applications from Nkrofo Omufi Ghana, especially because of all the issues going on with the LGBT laws in Ghana. And most applications are in Efi Ghana based on that basis. No nyade koya na ye the amount into and no ye be komuna in changes asylum applications are oma count. Oma sounds so a few changes regarding EU settlement scheme. Last year, High Court find out say EU settlement scheme on my year appendix EU. There were some elements of it a breachy withdrawal agreement between UK and the EU. So they need to rectify that. It's taking them a while, but I'm making some changes to the EU applications and as appendix EU and also go into details. We believe that some of them are interesting, some of them are very good and important, and people need to be aware of them. Then, of course, students visa also changes or make here. I know they a big deal in Crawford because some of them I have big blue in Crawford and also we will talk about that and give details on what people need to expect. Of course, increase the list of occupations. There are two shortage occupation list also and also very interesting construction jobs, bricklayers, masons, roofers, plasterers, roof tilers in and it's important we let our listeners know about those ones so that they can also prepare to take advantage of some of them. Of course, the changes can create about adult dependent relative applications, but I know you will go into details too much because a lot of people are not able to even successfully make applications. So we talk about we are British and now crying definitely live to remain. Now we talk about mommy and now papa eba. How difficult those applications are. Into the changes that they have really made in the ground anything significant that we need to let our people know. Internet say if you permit me, let's start from asylum and humanitarian protection changes are on my year, and then we'll go into it one by one.
Bacho ekwanda obitin akoso.
Empacho yo say oshe asylum and humanitarian protections ye krom hasia oshe with paragraph 33C of the immigration rules. Now there are certain elements and as a maybe honoma etmc they will consider says why application crown pona it will be treated as withdrawn, and in this case Home Office for have decided say they will expand the inyama obiya you be consider say why withdraw name asylum application. Obibeka say, hey, now where how significant is it? Very, very significant. What they are saying is say obi a year application for asylum. Now, whilst the asylum application is pending, the person is supposed to be reporting every month, every quarter, whatever reporting conditions the person fails to report, they will treat that person's application for asylum. They say it has been withdrawn. Say, we application for asylum, near amount address, sets na hase. Na sa address na ye di amount, also will be echo baby for now one report my home office, so you don't report the new address to them, and also no you bet me a treaty or asylum claim as withdrawn. This is very, very, very important because a lot of asylum applications and for again it take a very long time before home office for make a decision. If you hold my take 12 months, if you hold grandpa 18 to 24 months, and sana home office for I make a decision. Into the just imagine say why application out to now every month you are supposed to report to the home office. Now we yare and as a refi and as a unisika crampo how the befa car edia call reporting. Remember say they can then treat that application as withdrawn. So we think say the home office is using this as an opportunity to make sure say microphobe application are my year at 200 dano ye be EFI system anymore. So we share more announcements and as a promise they were saying they have pledged to resolve all the backlog asylum applications by the end of 2023. So our suspicion is they are using these tactics to make sure any person there obey asylum claim there are obey train now say and as I saw reported are unreported or an address one country home office for they will technically just tell the person say yeah in your man and as I withdraw application so that any backlog are a war honor they will say backlog in a new honor a bill. It is very, very important for people to understand even if that should become the case, you may have the option by challenging the decision to treat your application as withdrawn, going through the judicial review service process and other processes just to make sure things are right. But whatever be the case in ASIC, it will cost you money, it will cost you more time. And now you will come back to the queue. Internet, just imagine what can be 6 months and 8 months. Hoping said Ubenya decision very soon. Then all of a sudden, they will quit a cheap. That will be a problem. In as much as we may think it's something that people need to be aware of. And secondly, a friendly differentiation between group 1 and group 2 refugees. Basically, application for asylum. Nase oba has say illegally. Ebia oba no ode ofa eposo na oba and answer obi in a de utina ne car mu efa dover no do be remu into the one j any form of visa and I would ba has you will normally be treated oba chrome has say unlawfully into the amount asylum claim biana be just 30 months. And a normal person or J visa obedu has a ansana or siki asylum. You be treating it as group 2. And for those people, they almost 5 years at the start. So that changes way taking effect last year. But with this announcement, basically any person via obey asylum claim biano, they will be treated the same. So we are asylum claim whether by here illegally and as of far. When a person will be acronym now seeking asylum. See, decided the Bema 5 years, which is very good news, we believe, because it was very unfair. Said they were differentiating between those two type of people. The other thing that we need to understand and also is there are people who may not assume and they might not think on asylum, but they are not do airport. Same questions say ABC so and I say maybe why answer na oba be do fane kwanso you decided say the work sometimes the only option available to you is obesiki asylum into the side changes here already abe I think say very, very important. We need to pay attention to it so that we know exactly what we are doing when we want to take taking decisions regarding stay and that's what be banner on a bonk what options are available to the person. You let the person know and also we don't have any issues and people assume you cannot make those applications, but there's a possibility as some tour is an option available to you. The next discussion EU settlement scheme changes are omode aba. See at the beginning of my introduction, we say there was a High Court ruling which found the EU settlement scheme to breach some elements of the withdrawal agreement. And one of them, the fact say a man pre-settled status, now all the back room has say about 5 years. At the end of the 5 years, said, and I said before the end of the 5 years, say we application for settlement status. So what happened to people who forgot to extend their pre-settled status? What was happening to them? They said, so with the application ever tuma, you can all of a sudden become an illegal immigrant. And no, and a high court in the actually must say no, and they have made changes to the extent say a now pre-settled status, now say pre-settled status ne ebe whether say what the application ever to and as a for application be end to crown pona, you get automatic 2 years renewal and as a 2 years extension without you becoming an illegal immigrant. And only a very, very, very important because there are so many people at the moment, say California or pre-settled status. Every time
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Basically,
this lawyer Bacho me bow. Mamina oka se kasa nimba no Bacho log out and come in again. ABI if you audio no. Everything is very clear here. Yeah, that's it. Lawyer Koso.
Okay.
It's okay, that's it.
Say Ushe EU settlement scheme, currently, people will not see the significance of these changes because EFE EU nimuno and chair into almost pre-settled status 5 years. There are so many people who are still within the 5 years. Instead, somebody apply for settled status in Enya and but as time goes on, as people approach the 5 years. The application, but they will then realize say a very, very, very important say almost a 2 year automatic extension. So that is something that people ought to know about. Secondly, what they have done is say applications made after 9th of August. In Patron share date and so because a very, very, very important. 9th of August. From 9th of August, untimi enye in-country application for family permit under the settled status if you do not come here with EU application. Let me break it down. Let's say na wawari EU ni oyire EU national and I say ukumu EU national. What send the invitation the ama omame so ombesra UK. Intine bia o ye birthday party bia na say we ye program intino o pese o ma me ebesra o ma me bae no o hwe the way o ma me asetina etina o pese obeko back. Okay, and ne amene wo kasa no because bia ukunu and I say one kasa we EU national no, even though o ma me the visitors visa in Iraq no, you can decide say ubetimi aye application for pre-settled status ama o ma me simply for the fact say we are EU national or pre-settled status, and then you want your mother to remain in the UK. You say extended family applications need your own trip. But omun tremu for wo immediate family members, omun tremu for wo mame, omun tremu for wo papa, omun tremu for wo in-laws, and omun tremu also for one kasa one year more ember. Intino assuming say o mame eba kronimu na so the person person mame be kobioma we wait the application at 2 for pre-settled status. What they are saying is say from the 9th of August 2023 you will not be able to make such an application within UK. Yes, our application the application will be treated as invalid and it will be rejected as an illegal entrance because nipane back room and any family permits not the bar. This is also very significant for EU nationals. Let's assume, say, our continents, Ufi Holland, Ufi Germany, and I say Ufi Italy, and I will buy acronym before UK, EFI EU Nimo. Yeba befi EU Nimo, and I would dream it can I will buy, but wo banner, be na wo banner, Ojano ho Italy, na Onyan Italian passports. Into another Abia or coast to Onyan. So Munyamu decided, say, okay, my many bebim. Ma many blame we are So onyane EU passport ni we are not so aba etre. And now me no ka say any problem. Say ma me ne enyane die ewie na se ne ba ne person ba. There are two options for akwala no. Either say you be the application betum ama akwala no e wo Italy ho na waje ne permit ansa na waba. Anase you be ka say okay e bia ne amfa amma no into no ombe ra kronimu ora kronimu ewia no the application atum wa ha say ne dey di 1 year crown pa akwala ne wa ha dada or ye na de until say decision ne beba. What they are saying is say any in-country application Yama Sancrophone from the 9th of August 2023, that application will be rejected because that person should have obtained that application from the crew and send out acronymity. And also a significant change people need to be aware of going forward because every womb in 9th of August and they will feature here, but the UTA program we not even the application and anything you will escape that rejection that we are talking about. And now finally, so we share EU settlement scheme no, so from the 8th of August, almost close see any new applicants for Zambrano and surrender sing applications into from 8th of August 2023. Say Zambrano application be based on the recent court ruling, open say we that's a 1 year application before that time now. Enya dia ubetimi aye ebium entino and also aye asem abetodwa. Now let me move quickly to student visa application. As a students for changes are on my year from 1st of January 2024. From 1st of January 2024, now no say uba school has say unless say school now banner you are being sponsored by your government until you have the government scholarship and a and now so say uba besua idea towards PhD, okay, and now say some sort of doctoral qualification or research based higher a degree, and yeah, they will dependence about until they say uba abesua idea chrome has say from 1st of January. Nasa babe or masters, one I would your school fees, Untiminfa or Yeri Emba, Untiminfa Ukunumba, Untiminfa Umba Emba. This will start with courses beginning from 1st of January 2024. Intino say, Utiemi, now say you are thinking self as obesua de Okrum has said now we boost you for Eba. Remember, say you have a deadline. Make sure say this September dear be sa course in the count because if you miss this September starter, 1st January no wason ebede ebeshi. And now secondly, these changes will not affect students are already omu krum has said that. Internet say if you are here already as we talk and you want to bring your family members, remember say a year only master's program and above for per innovative day or more family members about as we speak now anyway. But a very, very important say you take notice of the changes are on my year. Then one very important change which was made, which took effect immediately at the time, the fact said, CCR students ain't me and switch it to skilled worker visa UK. If you are a student and you have come to the UK to study, okay, until say ube or course, one, you cannot switch to skilled worker. 2, until switch it to appendix global mobility. Until switch it to any of the skilled, any of the visas are unless it's a human rights application. They can say human rights application. And answer obi now based on that open will switch echo and also. But any of the point-based system applications, untimi and switch and also into I'm very sorry, say I have to give this bad news to Omo planets Omo switch because you'll be surprised to note say encrophobe bre akoji COS anka omoba switch ako skilled worker route any moment from now, and for this reason into COS and abeka omonsem omoye hohwia enyeye into that is one bad news. The good news in this say still now postgraduate study visa is still available. It's still there and people can take advantage of it. We are currently waiting for them to publish the guidance. One way I say I still suspect, but don't quote me on it because train guidance na everybody say even if we are students, now one kasa won't me and switch. Yeah, we suspect say your dependents may be able to switch, but no. Yeah, better train and among the guidance and I the ABBA area into the you are thinking of switching now. Maybe that is what you should be thinking of. So one kasa we student unti switch ya ABA or year everything switch now so I could join in. That is a backdoor to make sure say with me switch. That is something that a lawyer might be able to look into once the guidance is published and do that for you. Internet and no any loophole kakra a wohonum our joining and now me know a share. Finally, a shortage occupation list. You cast the shortage occupation list. We have a number of jobs ubetimi aye okrum has say alcofa obiaba very easy, straightforward. You pay lower, less money, and no more care workers ebe kan ho and saying offer her care workers. I think it's simply because so open so will be a back room has say under the shortage occupation list. You don't need to advertise. Say open say obi backroom has say for skilled worker. Normally, no, you need to advertise, and then once you advertise for 28 days, don't get anybody before you can go outside to go and recruit the person. However, if that job role is on the shortage occupation list, you can simply bring the people in without advertisement. Secondly, say the COS cost na nebuon ewo form kakra, and for that reason see the ejumebia ebe join shortage occupation list na simply because of little benefits such as this. We are very happy to note say jobs such as construction jobs such as bricklayers, masons, roofers, roof tilers, slaters, carpenters, joiners, plasterers, and now so many building construction jobs have been included in this. Mr. So who team you for this program as well? Ben frame me after the program and say lawyer say me a plaster be family there be I don't give jobs. All I'm saying is yeah, the Omar can shortage occupation list no. It is a call out there now in company be now almost some person almost forward. The process is much easier. And you make and I'm a pesa plastering job, construction job, amount. However, more 184 people are more programming so and then if one of you have a business, you have a company, you're in the construction trade, you have a business, and then you want to get a sponsorship license. Say there will be me a dakofa and for if you have a wow aye ejumana. What this means is that it is now much easier for you to get that license to be able to bring those people to come and work for you. Into the so you want to get in touch after the program for us to help you to get SAR license. Now, that is the service that we will be able to provide for you, the person who has a business in the UK. At this stage, Nana, I think say it will only be fair, say a big platform now, people who may have questions to ask, because I think say we changes in Hana, maybe a good honor in the main. That's it.
Yo, lawyer Dan Quay, ya better say ne enyumre. Me say nipa dodo na ewo so enyumre ewo questions ebusa. Enti abusia for oma nsa so ewo Zoom ne so a mefa na what they will question about me what mienu bi ewo chat room lawyer mame emfa quickly na fe me fiti ase emfa omo so omo amomsa so. I'll say my pre-settlement will expire in 2025. Please, when can I put in settlement status application? Application and come by meaning said that's what he's trying to say. My main fact, the other one, and so I said our pre-settlement status. Or UK had more opposite okofa na ire eba eno nso no ehun asem etisen family anyway na fe me kozum no so omo nsa so na me so me form
yo me da si bebre nana say opese oye application for settled status after you've been on a pre-settled status to do the calculation and yet you don't just look at time or settled status or pre-settled status never expire. You need to look at when you qualified as an EU family member or UK has said. So that's when you start the period. Let's assume say ye wo enkrofo bi wo hono ma oware EU ni na onya ne leave to remain, and as an EU leave to remain about 2-3 years later on na ye de pre-settled status ne buy no or switch call and no so okoje pre-settled status na automatically ne be ma 5 years into the 5 years ne ba be can the previous 3 years now it's not Chrome has say that no so such a person or your calculation now or be calculated from the first 5 years now the man no and only nya so pe obetimi aye sa application for pre-settled status no into the menu na will be sa question and answer e wo ho no into the just calculate from the time you first became an EU family member when the Home Office confirmed that for you. Into the Home Office when it confirming now previous that you count 5 years from that period, not at the expiry of your current pre-settled status. The second person or Sunday we no soon essay or person say our pre-settled status obetimi aye application and the answer is no. The answer is no. Ontimi enye pre-settled status because one kasana awa has seen you are here on a temporary visa. So what am I saying? You are here on a temporary visa. Until Owa has said on a temporary visa, no, and yet possible said ubetimi ede akofa obi. Let's put it this way in practical terms. Nana say ebia obi ba ufie. Na wo jene se betrame hobe 5 years. And I say betrame hobe 6 months. Na 5 boa ho. Na nipa no so aba no si oh nana we go akofa me yire ede abetna ufie. One kasa no mo call university or Ghana no ye beka say picture awakofa another picture e dey abeka no into the one kasa no you are on a temporary visa. Okay, so you cannot go and bring somebody in. Of course, say sanipana or work pre-settled status no e bia nyame na do na offer you na owo ba e okrum ha obetimi age the same visa e dey amana no dey nya asem ba wuntimi nkofa wo yire ana wukunu embe kan ma me ho answer obi ho e okrum ha say no age it na. And that's the answer.
Right. Pecha, wakofa pecha. Yanko Krista, Krista, macho, yetio and you for a question, bro.
Hi. Hello. Thank you very much. Thank you. I've been listening and it's all very informative. So thank you very much. My question to you, Lawyer Anderson, is that I have someone that wants to come and study masters. However, he's coming from Ghana. However, his GPA is 2.4, and the uni requires, or the education system or British education system requires a 2.5 GPA. Is there any way, or how could we go about getting him to come and do the masters with the GPA of 2.4, please?
All right. Thank you very much for your question. The good news is we at Fortwall Solicitors, we do assist people to obtain admission to a number of universities in the UK. So for such a person, what we do is we look through our database and see which of the universities is likely to have a lower eligibility criteria for admission. Okay, and we will recommend those universities for them because trust me, there are hundreds of universities that offer master's programs in the UK. And believe me or not, I believe there will be someone somewhere whose admission criteria might take a lower standard than what you have stipulated, unless the university that the person wants to attend, he's got specific university that he wants to attend who is not allowing that admission criteria, then there's nothing we can do. But if the person is open to any university within the UK, we will widen our net. We will look at different options and make sure that we try and help him to obtain admission in one of the universities in the UK.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much for that. I will indeed contact you regarding that. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Lawyer, this question goes to: do potential construction workers need to have a construction certificate or a license before they can apply for a job to come and work here in the UK?
That is a very important question that I am not too sure about. The reason is we haven't pursued there's something we call SOC code. Okay, every occupation in the UK have a SOC code. So you have a category. So for instance, if you are coming to the UK as a carer, okay, you have a SOC code of 6145. Okay, if you are coming in as a senior carer, you have a different SOC code. However, every SOC code will tell you the type of qualifications that they need to see and the type of experience that we need. But over the few months that we started dealing or helping people to come into the UK as carers, we realized that there are a number of people who may not even have any care background. But simply for the fact that they have passed the English language test and you've interviewed them and you are happy with them, they allow the person to come in as a carer. I suspect that might be what will be happening with this type of professions, because will be a bricklayer, nasa or ultimato breaks. How do you determine? Ebia your course be a bit near, but ebia nani pan on course, ebia your apprentice. Now we see how to lay the bricks. How do you determine that? So I believe, sir, the key criteria for those people, will be able to, for them to be able to pass the English test, to the level that we expect them to pass. And once they get that English test done, they should be able to come into the country. But whoever wants to come in as a construction worker, and just give me the role. If you're coming in as a carpenter, I'll check the SOC code and see what is expected of you, and we can advise you and send out the application at home.
All right, cool. Nana, what the me about to say about my main this question. We say our leave to remain 2.5 years. Wani ubi awa unipakono any leave to remain. Obisa say ne bano onye Ghana passport mano ansana onene maamini nyina ay application together. Anase ne bane nyane die and any application ansana maamino and so ay an application. I say the
best advice I would give such a person is say onye nebane application first, and then based on that, obit me amama so I application. But the first question I would need from that individual is say a coin bank no offer so na onyani 2.5 years, unless it's say ebia oni obi ekowo ba ewo baby oni obi kowo ba ewo baby ina onyani 2.5 years na. Of course ono so awo ne ba na yentimi nkanche ne ba ne say onfi krom ha, because ne ba na have a right to be able to have parental relationship with that man. Okay, and because of that, ibetimi aye application ama nebano. Once yenya nebani edie area, Nimamenso can come in, because of course, Sa Apolana is entitled to be looked after by the mother. And based on that, they will also issue some sort of enkrata to the mother. There is a way for us to work around it to get this thing sorted. And I will tell this person, he said, on getting in touch with us, and we'll be more than happy to assist them. This type of application can be a little bit complicated, and I will strongly recommend obey seeking solicitor's advice before submitting such an application.
Thank you, lawyer. Nana Wadie. Bacho, omit yourself now for a question, bro.
Yo, Kwame, me da wasi bibre. Hello, Kwame, bajo timika.
Ito kapa, bajo koso.
Me da wasi bibre kwa. Me da wasi ni michia uni utie forsu unyina ha. MC program mu ye de very educative aboy bibre kwa. Na masem busa mbese busa lawyer na say lawyer okasa no di kan ka sem bi say from August ekono. Omudi mrebi eba a say obu oyi mu a ontimi enye application ema obi wo ekrum hia abra ni pakoro wa ekrum hia no. Na me question ya ne say man say me ye overstayer. Ma ware obi owo oye EU a okura indefinite leave to remain. Our sanso oba. Ano me ya application na ano no omba rejecti ana say ebetimi akọ true. Ma say mbi say na ano no.
Yo, Nana,
or say or yeah EU national or but always me a repeat question na mama na
the say me overstay meaning krata hanmo na maware obi oye EU national oye okwa indefinite leave to remain okromia osanso or back on say me why say nipa na meet me application ma setna na
Mpacho there be untimi enya wasitna unless say akwala na one na woye basically say enya one na woye na say woye akwala na step parent very difficult so betimi afasa akwan so enya enkrata unless say ubetimi ajibi a friend parental responsibility. Okay, so ultimately edge parental responsibility Emma akwala dia, then they don't have any choice to say and so mode and krata and Emma. Now sa parental responsibility na uko akojia ubi here akwala other parent to have consent, to give consent for you to get sa parental responsibility if that person is happy to give you sa consent then the court will give it to you, and of course with me so now so the ajon krata without necessarily say ube kufie but say we nya sa consent in the always struggle kakra
nje no kwano say worry oba no krampo na say me the oba akra no account say me ni pass a kera me hwa akra no chance ma worry ni ntia and class still no omo approve e mame is this
there be fa sometimes it's near possible say omo de be mount. So what you say depending on the level of evidence what they be call say wo evidence na emu eyedu bebre say wo evidence na emu eyedu dia then we lucky ye betimi e the amount obi wo no ma obekọ no na application no timi say na documents na emu enyedu documents na endorse kra eno na eya eha adwen no but say wo documents na endorse enkwa na wo a lot of evidence dia obey okay.
But I say my letter from excuse me my letter from Akorano GP just say many the emergency contact person. Moreover, there were pictures me chase Akorano many Akorano echo games are doing I don't know so evidence no doesn't work it and I say emane mamu yedu ana
emane emu yedu but enough somebody sa enkrata na bema.
Okay, mate.
Nana the medicine catch on say bomodi na any lawyer ndi nkomo na one chiro kwan ya obetimi afaso. Why?
What? Padaro mama fa no manti movie am fe nyame aduma ochina. Bye bye.
Yenko Ora Mansford ehonomo. Ora Mansford bacho or meet yourself na fa question bra. And you may for na journey ifi. Yente won count.
Yo Tim can say.
Yes, they say they met on.
Wonderful, thank you. Me patron journey from Leeds. Nana, good evening. Loy Anderson, good evening to you. Nyamisha Manijuma Pa Mudi, and the Abusia line is so anyway.
But my correct you lawyer Dankwe, lawyer Anderson, Ukudi baby and they went me and journey. Lawyer Dankwe, senior partner, Porto Solicitors, Medasi. Koso.
Lawyer Dan. Thank you. I hope so. Thank you. All right. Okay. Okay. So, me 3 questions. Hopefully, they are short ones for you, Pacho. Number 1. So, what can I say from January? We are aware of announcement and saying from the government about student visa now. But what can I say? So, Bikuta. Scholarship no day by day obetumi no be master na above obetumi de ne partner aka ho e pese me confirm say no ye no correct say bia obikuta government scholarship na oba eno de oye exempt from samra so onpim fa na yere nka ho eno ye number
if the person is being sponsored by the government yes obetumi de ne partner aba.
Oh, wonderful, thank you. Number 2 say what can about shortage occupation list now. Now me person find out say electricians or moka ho na bacho
electricians can ho.
Oh, wonderful. And obviously, I think that we were trying to answer before, because when you check Ghana, electricians, those trades, former qualification in the Hornums Hanamano, and made the Midbrab Kruma, so electrician. Yeah, try BB, but I don't know, so qualification be no, but electrician Ghana no, Timinia, I ban Juma Croy be crying, Kakran, and be anything.
And what will happen is say utimi man city and girls crown popia and kebeboa, but if any possible say obenya and no na utimi koye English test na and no your starting point. Say that me chire mu ne nkofo bebre abakro ni mu a almost yomo ye carers, but omo Ghana crown no on see care home da and also on see hospital crampos or will be either and no possible, but English test you cannot get away with it. The most important thing is somebody out there, company out there is willing to take you on and say or mount sponsorship with COS, and then you can come into the country. So when company be a construction company, I'm happy some sponsor idea waiting me get in touch. Whether say company or license and also many license, we can help them through the process.
Okay, and I think that or Chrome already visa or the bound also a in date, I think that the may get in touch with me. Number na mini. My last question, Pacho, quickly, and say many about consuming by Nanka or by yes, Jenny Cranen corner, but no because almost suspended the application. Or we an encratanical we in its animal, but so I worry the obi no EU pre-settlement, but so a settlement now so no a independent. And is such a person from Chrome has say no, you wait to me abono, and as wait my application was here na Yamia Dominion crown just enchebiano bo cranty number 7 find it out say is there where so I'm Kogana or bit me application with Chromasiana?
Say one Ghana, not supposed to application. The number of applications I will be are very limited.
Okay.
One of those applications Nyame wadom na se ebia oni obi ewoba, then hu hia se obede ubekofie. But any other thing no na eho asem ka no den. And then on betray mo say asylum application also now saying in Crawford etaye and it's been successful. But obviously no enyo bia no be willing say obe go through being the process say so fast and snare the asylum claim at the amount. But whatever be the case, you can get in touch. We will look into the case and then we'll look at what best options are available. Emmanuel.
Yo. UCC for mobile person will be some questions in that's it. Any questions? Bye. Yanko na yemfa Ronnie mpacho mesra mu a ne enkofo edoso ewo Zoom no so nti no ba no ayo question no nti say dey meet me afa obi bia wa man nsa so na nwumre na making kan dey wo chat room so e dey amaye yemfa Ronnie ene Nicholas Mbom na lawyer answer mienu mefa no mienu ne miensa na your movie faster than as it's going now. So yanko Ronnie. Bacho yente won count. All right, let's move on to Nicholas. Nicholas, please unmute yourself now for a question, bro.
Bacho, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Bacho, my question is my friend back on UK Hanum and or EU I can say document the mamma befa EU member, but it do maybe no. I said mamma person I can't 1 year na ni visa no 5 years. Go when you visa no, but mamma person obey your man or say before be renew man no. This was 10,000. And sana but renew and crack an amount. And with this no obey me are renewed without ne many consent. Number seven.
Well, you see, the answer is say it may not be possible say obey renew without many consent. I didn't know any possible. So the application Emma Aqualano on the basis say or a dependent ewo ne maame so. That's what me say. Intino we a dependent ewo o maame so a do emre a say we year application for indefinite. And so Sunday more evidence cause say for the 5 years na the ma no now we depend ewo maame so. Into the let's assume say my men say me infa me document mawa. How will you prove say now we depend my men so for the past 5 years? It's going to be difficult. Into no and no a year asem a war honum meaning say sika asem more Canada means me mubi no dear and yasma met me abe mubi but say the acquire mobile fast so mubenya the favor and the support of my men. Mufia sema esemushe da mutina se na mohwe na mokana enti ase ye adwuma na bibia kama manipani because ye nua be ma no koya application e amfa ma na so be hye dia ya kese ne se wenya enkrata na onkrata nya je fi wonsem so what you say so wonni nkrata we okay and the only say dia we movement but so wonna ni eji fi wonsem a na ya reho nti no minua we mi se sika na eno oheba ono maame nkodi ano na monka niye
tie ono maame nkodi ano yentwa so mpacho
hello me pacho me busa me question
mpacho quickly I busa question ye from now
all right me that's it sorry pa me that's bebre lawyer me pacho me student na minya COS as a maths teacher in one of the schools in London. Just before I did the application, unfortunately, announcement in the bar said you can't switch until you are done with your studies. But one other problem is what Miss COS is the salary agreed on, and yet no and the COS niso. Many school HR needing command it is not a problem. The most important thing is sikane bro threshold niso. Says Scannable threshold now UKV are setting it there. It is not a problem. In the actual contract, they will put the correct salary. And no NMA making train or COS Niso menu so a cover as a yes, you can't even switch in. Lawyer me pacho clarify, mommy. If the amount agreed upon is less than what is stated on your COS, and cover problem biamba with UKVI later on. So who the applier may that say?
If the amount stated is less than what is on the COS, not say a year more than the threshold as they advise now, then you don't have a problem. Their efficacy move forward don't want to happen, let's say, Uber Tia and Crawford below the threshold. And not there, there's no problem if you are being paid more than the threshold. There's no problem if they've stated something on the COS, but it is lower, but it's still above the threshold. And only you will not have a problem. Remember, say, that COS would have been valid for probably 3 years or 5 years. Into a year, then salary will increase with time, and then it will catch up. So what you say? It is rather unfortunate, say, you did not seek advice earlier to take it up in Asylum we are heading. So what you say, what they were saying is true. So long as the money is more than the threshold, you would have been okay.
All right. Thank you very much, lawyer.
Thank you.
That's it. Said the midi kind mefa enipa mienu abom na lawyer answer amame. Inti yemfa Vera from after Vera no Samson also ubetimi the question at twaso na lawyer afa ni mienu edi amame. Yenko Vera, but you'll meet yourself afa question Vera.
Okay, lawyer, me pacho. Me so me question they say me a student. Me nya entry ni me ba me ya. Na me husband ewo Ghana. Or a dependent on me ba. Na me pese me bisa say metimi e di oma ba next year. And I say a necessary said this year ya na me di omo ba.
In pacho ubetimi e di oma ba next year. So long as you see the cutoff on the time I will start will course What they are saying is that for those people who started their course from 1st of January 2024, no, omona ebe affect you. Into the ones that was started course in that you can bring them and it doesn't affect you in any way, shape, or form. So what you say? That is way. But say me ye and come the bantem because I don't know any further changes they will make in future because it's no or many abamo so when say obi ko kan same the BBC na saying to many abamo so into be in temwa in temporary. Why?
Okay. Lawyer Pacho me das.
And that's it, Vera. You have Samsung Pacho, unmute yourself.
Hello, lawyer.
Hello.
Pacho Mosemenka.
Yeah.
Pacho, me student dependent. Na me name husband ya switch call skilled worker. Na ya application na my husband diaba 3 weeks ago me diemba. And I may find out to say, what is the problem? Beba na say problem be wo hunting na median by.
Okay, but you see, for me to be definite on such an answer, no, I need to know what has happened with your application. At the Internet America's same way, I have seen people in the past on my year application, money on who can for a year application. But they did not know, say, they had to do a separate application for them. Okay, into obi honma or your application one or to them, why no sebe pocket lawyer. Na why na de on them. Na or the would akan application thinking say why application amount. But go she mono not just on she. So need to see the type of application your husband did and what he did for you, for me to tell you, say, there's no problem or there's a problem. If there's no problem, don't worry, then decision. But if it happens, say, why in your proper application, then we can quickly put in the application before it's too late. So what you say, and I say, if there's a mistake with the application, then we can quickly look into it and make sure, say, we rectify it and send it yourself.
If I tell you, then I'll call you later.
Yeah, that's a movie and call Mrs. Amponsa now for your iPhone. Mrs. Amponsa, but you.
So, come with Madam was good evening.
Good evening.
Patrol, me Ghana, na me boss Mune Juma Ghana Hasina, or Momani or Mohonti. Some may be a baby holidays, damage 6-month visa, I think for the past 10 years, the na back home. Na to say me free or more, and I me person me back me or monani. Me we Winnie Banso. It's not me person me back on and I mean yakwanya me de beba me apply for school. Ba for me masters. Na fees ni boarding. Na me bisa say. Meet me a possible say me school with scholarship. And I say, you may be he be omoje on beje kakra. Ama meet me a bahonum. Ababe Juman. And that back when they say, Madam for a electrical engineer or he will poly. It is an lawyer, say, shortage in electrician to come on and maybe say, a possible son to be to me at the age in Dinaba without IELTS Nana. That must say.
Yo, Mr. Bedase, let's answer our first question, you know. It's possible say with me in your school with scholarship, but the thing is, and yet me know as a law firm and as a photo solicitors, you know, we will not be able to make scholarship application on your behalf. So what you saying? Because scholarship, say, oh yeah, application for scholarship, they want to assess your ability, the individual's ability, into know who now who Mrs. Amponsa. Our application. We want to make sure, say, you have the ability to be able to study at that high level into the scholarship in the air mouth. Into the questions or personal statements in the sign your man. One person is ultimate extra. So what is ultimate trauma for you to get it. Secondly, what down for now or electrical engineering. Of course, with me at the way in the qualification now, but say the say onya sa the English test and IELTS, your level, and said that I mean, you say it, but to be fair with people, you know, the level that they need for you to get this type of application through, is very easy to pass. Into exams, so then Kwana say onya sponsor, onya company be willing say on be man has said no be electrical engineering idea on your problem. You be man.
Actually, me that's it. Oh yeah, na me you may be where you be a cleaning company be or home mobile to me employment. He said, say, be a this
Mr. For lawyer number, na actually winning a desire and common. Why? Na yemfa in see.
Me who number no.
But your lawyer share chats honoma e wo hono. They are chats on
number to chat on mama.
Actually, lawyer, nyami.
Insurance, mommy. That's a yo. Lawyer, I'm in fact some of the questions in the chat room now for Mabafa or more cancel or Zoom so or my mom so. I say I have leave to remain under 10-year route. I want to switch to skilled visa as a carer. Is it advisable, and what are the advantages?
Chrome has say with leave to remain FLRFP and as a parent and as a spouse and also switch here. It's advisable. It depends on your situation. Let's put it this way, Nana Pame. Just imagine say a bia wako wari oba and wako wari bema bi naso all titio ewo life mu and now ya meje won krate film se me sha meje won krate film se na e bia we ejuma no on person mo COS now the application you go for it was ebejo peace of mind and also say e bia oni obi awoba extra wa show letter come home office so be opesi kaka krase famano one fasika na mane pen wa show home office for wa we share peace na ubenyana you might be better also best switching. But the question too is, once you switch, you are only there with that company. Okay. Internet say, switches obey Juma Ama Kojo Menu Limited, care and a care home. Untivin Koye Juma Emma Nana Kwame Care Home. So what you say? It's our company now that's on your Muye Juma for the next 3-5 years, and so now when you will indefinitely to remain. Internet, that is the advantages and disadvantages also. Of course, care with skilled worker visa, nebo funtia NHS, any all those things, which a boy into while we share when the pros and cons, and then you determine will be a situation different. It might be good for somebody, it might not be good for another person. So that is the advice at Medibema.
Okay, so with settled status, what is the process to bring my wife and children from EU to UK?
Hey, Nipani Kras settled status na obeso kofa ne wife efi EU country at the back room say. The fact of the matter is it depends on time omuware. If omuware before the UK left the EU, then you be use appendix EU, which means you say untia home office fees, untia NHS fees. And you can bring your spouse from the EU country. But some worry after the deadline na yefi EU nimudia, then they will treat you like any other British person na okwako ware na yiri anani kunu aba. Into say o yire no ekoye English test. Say o yire no otua home office fees. So otua NHS fees. Into they will treat that person the same way till the application comes under what we lawyers call Appendix FM. Into the use immigration rule Appendix FM in a better application amount. But so worry before EFI EU Nimodia, you use Appendix EU and the application amount, which means a free about 5 years upfront, and that's it.
All right, cool. My uncle Zoom. iPhone, please unmute yourself and have a question, bro.
All right. Pacho, Madam was my question is me or skilled worker visa or UK Hanuma me Ajuma Senes, my Ajuma for 1 year. And I'm pessimistic me partner, but of course, my ready, but just that no accommodation issues and be try semi sorty, but mete new mrane say or mobile increases some payments for dependents and all other people. Into me bisa advice whether they will advise me, because I'm ready to bring it just accommodation issues. If they would advise me to bring it as soon as possible or and back now. Let me seek lawyer advice. Thank you.
Yo, but that's the fact of the matter is, even though Omo Eka, they have not stated the date that they will announce it. And based on what this current government is doing, any Nyama Air Kosono, Mekacho says, will be because what we have come to realize with this particular government, they say, Omo be make announcement, and they say, we are. Omo implement without giving notice. Their reasoning behind that, and they say they don't want a situation whereby so almost the dates in Emma and Crawford be rush to get away from making that application during that period. Into the ones are almost becano. My advice they say application be a year for 2 because you name that they will say you're announcing an certificate. We don't know. So make sure you put the application in as soon as possible.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Abusia for ABA joining or any issue with your tap send account NCBA, maybe a breakout room. Na your customer service team, or more almost a bit me abwao. Na what me resolve that issue, my main friend, I mean, fa any pagakra or my moments are so ever hand. Could you please unmute yourself now for a question, bro?
Good evening, lawyer.
Good evening.
So, the question is, me a student ever hanum, but me by September. Until me per se, I'm still between the married or unmarried partner dependent aba. In this case, in per se, me family unmarried partner emra. But then, enche me we in best some best akabe less than 6 months. Until me per se me say me team the number still and
yes, ubetimi at the number, but the advice is I always advise these people, say students are more partners, answer school and channel say one fanam but now we are now post study visa Nibia and they're waiting about during that 2 years period. Very, very important. Into the Bomodiana Fanebra as soon as possible. The difficulty that we normally get with such applications in say you need to be able to prove say our unmarried partner you were living together in a relationship akin to marriage for at least 2 years. Only need to not fear back for 2 years and sana over UK. Yenya say Ghana honor getting proof of address in the documents and once them can anything. Obi only need to not fear pepe but pay slip utility bill, water bill, gas bill, DB needs to prepaid. She needs to when you tell somebody from Ghana, say for evidence, it's not 2 years, they always struggle. Think about it. So it's me in your side documents and as a winner side documents. That is the only reason why most people are almost Ghana air ban. They end up saying, "Uni bibi, me just had 2 years documents. It's me the marriage ever me ko wareno. Na me the marriage certificate I day. Every place it's our documents. Na me the number. But think about it and then make up your own mind. Why?
Me brother ko waro obi aba sisi aba okowaro ntino obetimi aba in less than a month na.
Oh yes, so long as our evidence say one na bon komo and in a relationship ni a genuine. Na marriage in air subsist edimu and yes bia kuntum kunubini bibina maya na person de bad there we bet me the number within 1 month.
Oh, okay, now lawyer we now sorry we now can say evidence
kwajo emre ni intimi so for lawyer number na friend na intimi for why Mr.
Okay, Martin.
Yeah, you moving on to Yao. Could you, Mr. Alpha lawyer number actually or any other follow-up questions via no bebo. Yao 2, but if you want my Johnny, Yao 2, or meet yourself now for a question, right?
Medasi boss. My question no does but me be saba akupe. And fancy my baha would care de me about company na de me buy no. No be do osi woni adwuma. E kwan be na me faso. De na menye.
So asem ya obi say something a hard dream. It's something that almost every other day piano I get complaints like that, and unfortunately, the people's entitlement is very, very, very limited. Let me put it this way: say care worker and a care company be the by UK na only a juma advice I made the on is a bomodiana pay a juma for pay another care home na switch a course our company in home. I know say it's difficult there, but it is the best because there are two options. You can decide, say, okay, nipa no mau ejuma enye into no okwa report it. Oko report it, be trim obia de be including also there and also be shit. Not just also as if crew anymore. Do you understand? So that is the option available. Secondly, say who decided say uti honso na wo train as ye so mu say then I will because what has said you are here, you are supposed to be genuinely here to work as a carer. So even if they find out say you are here and you are not working, and also it's me John Carter film say about 60 days to say compare another company and as if you crew into you are caught in between a hard rock and wherever situation because we don't want NG. So what I tell people when they say but more than only panel casa your do buy so reference be number wow the idea now continue now make your applications so you get something in the system so that you can switch to them. I know a lot of people who have been able to switch. I know say it's maybe difficult. Minim kwan alpha so our the back road minim say agent you ho no be juicy ka be brain identity when people come but turn who near many sika crown people need to be able to survive for a few years but just keep on pushing and making applications and try and get another sponsor so that you can switch from that person. It's unfortunate but that is what it is.
Okay, me that's it. My friend
that's it.
Lawyer Obinzu said, "Okita COS visa IB and the number of hours are less than 40 hours. It do say or renew ni stay na ebe affecting na.
Ebe affecting. The unfortunate truth is say oba nas yesi be 40 hours. Now we 30 hours, we 20 hours, we 10 hours a week. When the time comes for you to go and apply for indefinite leave to remain, it will affect you. So the thing that I tell people, they say, so now unfortunately, sponsor do not have enough hours to give you a kakra na still na pay bibi for baby. Unya bibi na was switch. Obia yaman less than 40 hours. Is the same as Obi Ayaman Echumakra. Say in Yabemana offray. Do you understand? But the good thing with these people, they say, Omovisana is valid for 3 years or 5 years. 3 years in UK is a very long time. 5 years is a very long time. When people I personally know come into the country now say they are struggling and they are not happy. Obi okrampo 40 hours, but nipana oye jumama neninje yet it's do you understand? Whatever be the case, say you are not happy, just look for something and move on. Ben train MIA on war with Tiko because your war with Tiko was so beshi. Oko complaining your war with Tiko was so beshi because the amount 60 pay another sponsor, pressure about the doubt. So just maintain it kakra, not take your time and look for an alternative.
Yo, lawyer, Pecha semi a okan ye ebia obi o ho a wonte ase ba Kofi Frimpong a wo ahoma yi so de wote Pecha asem na se papa. A question ba ku bi aba ese Pecha asem no ntina me busa sai. We ese oye EU dependent on ni uncle na obusa se obetimi akofa ne wife aba na.
And then see them with wo offer according to celebrate na ni fie kakra. Okay. Na betwe wo how far ewo ho. Na wo wi akofa oye abet na wo. Offer na kasa na ninje. Understand? Into how do you expect efficacy for so many betche? Into that type of pre-settled status, meaning say obi o normal we di be 30, but so depend. Remember, so we also depend on fast. We ojo ho a ohunje. This na offer ho and okay. Sasem na ko kan e Davis and ma. Into the din next na 5 years. As a one sack so we chia. Na wunya wo afebo ana wunya wo settle status na if you akofa we yere aba menim say we yere any enje asem ya aka no ho, but there's no other option say wunya abo tre no atwen.
Anya ne yere nkwa ne ni ono agaza na ninje. Bacho yemfa Johnny na Ajara enso atoaso. Johnny bacho yetio.
Yeah.
Please go ahead. Johnny, we can't hear you.
Oh, Johnny, we're line in your crowd. I'm saying the internet.
Yanti Johnny and Intino.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes. Johnny, line in your crowd. A little bit better. Hello. All right, yeah, let's move on to Hajara. Hajara and Pacha, meet yourself. Johnny, line in here. Go off the Zoom. No, nasa bra back beam. Why? Yemfa Hajara. Hajara and Pacha, or meet yourself. Na for question, bra. I'm the Hajara and Swada. Okay. Enyefi yanko ye se Hajara da yebefa de odi honomo na yato aso. Samuel Fosu Mpacha, meet yourself na for question, bro.
Okay. Lawyer, me pacho. Me nya baby eba me kwana me nya emae. Ena obae no. Se o moba no kre wo mni se there's a Ghana connection my phone ti ohun obi na nipa no de school be me fan say edin year student ID na man so you student na oba besra ne so ha na ne auntie na address no there no they supposedly auntie no ye boy na o ye connection ma mini aba no ne auntie no na say obo na auntie na mani so amon mani where that is where the problem came about. Into your Timi Baba Bedru, how you visa and Baba Bedru Hitro. And almost sign because I'm so afraid Niante no confirm. Me say, or expected visa A, B, C, D, and Nante the Casa Derby. No, almost sign. And a free one, it has been about 2.5 years now. And Name Bisa say, what does the future hold for her? Say, how do we go about it if we want to bring her back? And as I say, probabilities will be to me and say.
Hello.
If
Hajara Mbacho, wait, yeah, Frau now on to Msena Wada. It you know, you also later on. Lawyer Koso.
If your ball a sign and as you call back over now you went back account of the UK publics and as a states mania. Normally no the banner for 10 years and so now waiting me about back to the UK. However, say a via nipa na ya dene call ya no nyame ya na dom na oshia obi na onene eware no so ordinary ba. We don't have to wait for that 10 years anymore. When you are making a human rights application, we don't necessarily have to wait for 10 years. But if you are making an application for visitors visa, you are making application for point-based system. And to say be a carer, seeing all these student visa, for 10 years. So that is the difference. A womb. More person more than a bad dear and the monko pay on pet bema be an uncle baby na uncle Warren, not then they can bring him here under human rights. Why?
There will be student visa with me the only the hour such a person say because of the certain situation is required.
In patro there be onto me and far and Warren because say also you're dependent on a student visa still no a year under the point-based system. And still, no, that ban will be in effect for 10 years. So what I say, any application via any human rights application will not be possible. This was 7 10 years in the area. And I may use this opportunity to advise here other listeners and say we do airports near person do kofia. Minya Bema, Minya Babo, Modiana Pella contact them person. A good, not just any lawyer, a good lawyer to defend your case because say who nimi the wo call abide the wo coming back and do you understand? Sometimes we can assess a case and then we will tell the person so we need be Minya Ba Minya Bema. What's some enye de into the catch almost say why we try tickets now the idea. Okay. So why we try tickets now the coffee 2 years na ebe ban for.
Okay, in her case now our return ticket into no sana.
The onwanity cannot they call back.
Yeah, because now the ticket here returns so over be 1 month and 2 months when antin honor, but the coba says more suspicious about almost confirming antin and antin on so say or expect will be as now who say be a school no crowd here we no crowd new students. So
yeah, my question is say flights now you didn't name one or they call yeah on only return tickets or this flights so a call say on one case any return ticket no this na plane where they call back there the ban is only 2 years into wait me about back now. So what I say but say a buying in a car ticket a man they call there the ban is 10 years so or 10 years and so with me about back.
Irrespective of say will be crank crata no crano. This was 20 years.
Yes.
All right, Kwame, my info here. Any further questions via with me after lawyer on the contact number and the whole screen so no. Me that say yenko we Samuel yenko Kwame say ho. Oze Kwame anaze Kwame say. Emudi hin na me fanfro. Yo, emubia me too.
Lawyer, with my question here for students are possess visa. It is a ever say possess visa na bia yan sheda nye dwuma bia or mobile sponsor ye ana bibisa. What is the pathway for us in future being a PC permanent stay because you will only 2 years, say 2 years visa. I don't know, say what my question has here.
But also what the type of for 2 years?
Post student post visa after school visa.
Postgraduate
Yes. Unze bi ohana one sheda mpacho twaso biti.
So, who postgraduate visa now, the number of options for you that will lead to indefinite leave to remain. A dorsal but maybe a few. So, one of them is Obomodiana or switch it to skilled worker. 2 years is a very long time, meaning say what, but so we work as what, but 2 years, dear, minya be ma minya ba, and so Obomodiana with minya ejuma on best sponsor. So what I say, so
okay.
So me and way that option now. We have certain things like global mobility visa, whereby we can help you to set up a business and get innovator founder visa and all that. I don't know who can add in kakra because you need to have a business, you need to have an idea that is innovative and all that. And also the go through the process, the paperwork, and help you to get that type of visa. Now should be now in the warrior and a war, and also not with me and also now OTB it's not into the options in the dorsal into the 2 years now. Make sure say Ube spending most of the time during the 2 years looking for one of these alternatives that will work for you better, and then go for that option. Why?
But that's it. Oh, yeah.
Yo, Kwanzaa, yes, that's it. You may abusia for Oshe said the Jumedino air corner, yintimi envy, and next week you bet so. Intino cementimi for a magunfu next week side joining. Lawyer, this question is quite interesting. I mean, fact na no mind. Or say or the student visa and a buyer was switch it to skilled worker na or dependent and now me know ka say the one ni dependent no omwejai na omwejai no so the bema untimi ntina ho saa ndi obeso ko ware for free Ghana eba ho asem say na tie
possible say obetimi akofa obi efi Ghana but sometimes, advice on the man call for say, Obi Honuma, why application or the dependent if you Ghana or mobile or Omujaya, what is the procedure now process you have taken? For instance, Nana Kwame, Obi Timi and also being in a year 18 eba. So also only ni jaya, eso munyatnase. Now, go through the proper divorce procedures. Ubehwe na wafa ba nechi ko Ghana no akwaji divorce certificate na odiaba na odiaba to so say oni na ejai owia no akofoforo na odene eba oba na oni ne baaye no onimu mpo se ne kunu na ejai so timi ase intino no oba na oti ho no as far as oye concerned still waware the application echo tuma ebe trigger yebe yi nyama bi epie na oba no krampo no what is happening because one report say only need jai and I say marriage certificate the krampo no be hwebre na and I say divorce na enya cause owo krum ha say na oye divorce na so ye okrum ha no wakwa divorce ni ewo fie meanwhile no so answer na be divorce wo fie put na ho no 12 months and divorce in na edensem bebre aba say ebe mu chinchini na se oba no so awuri na ejai no wan kate no nim ho hwe na se ebia ye pese ye twa ne nkrata mu na obehu lawyer bit smewa. I will challenge the validity of that divorce certificate I will present here, which is therefore going to create more problems for you, the individual. Obehwe na mumie nsaniano mako modebonsu akoto ensemo. Into yes, emrama ho kwan say bema na so ba na ne ba as dependent. But so when you need jaya, make sure say you follow the process before you go and marry somebody else, so that you don't create problems for yourself, partner, and for the new person that you are thinking of marrying. Internet same advice a war ma for and then
Yo, Mamenfa enipa miensa enka lawyer ne contact details and the screen so no bomodiana fa ebia enya wo na obehia nanso na ebia obi behia ochena bomodiana fa na basa obi hia lawyer na wabo mo need to by immigration issues mwetimi contact Fort Worth solicitors. Yo almost wo issue with their tap send account no very soon may be a breaker room 1 honomo and a customer service team ewo ombeboa na wetimi akọ na omo aboa amo resolve issue enyina Mamenfa Christine Sabre minia aboaje mbacho yeti onyumre.
So, lawyer, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Pacho, me nurse Ghana my age several years, but I'm looking forward to relocate to the UK. I'm here to start the process, but I want to know how's the UK standing now? Like, we say Omoka nurse is migrative Ghana baby. I want to know are they putting in measures to like curtail nurses moving in, even before I start the process, so that midway me shock yeah. That's
yes, Abuaji on pet shock for the life more. And I don't think yeah, the fact of the matter virtual say noise the fact of the matter is UK anything to curtail the process. Process in Ankasana and check say starting from start to finish, you can be here within 1 month. So what I say, the most difficult part of the whole process is say overpass English language test, no IOTV test, now we have sponsorship. And if you are lucky and you get sponsorship tomorrow, you can put your application in within a week, and within 3 weeks now Waba has said just be encouraged and go ahead and get it done. English test also no main child and yet they hear a 4.0 for all the 4 categories. Into but what I will encourage you, I'll say just go ahead and get it done. Why?
Okay, yo. Maminfa Kachiri Bonsu na me de Collins atwa so nyame adoma mo aka no next week me bo modian na mafamo Kachiri Bonsu ene Collins mbajo yetim
Yo mpacho medasi o mpacho we de me question no nkanye immigration mpacho nkameti me busa kakra but be boy nyina
mbacho eden
mpacho raba bi was Spain na okache mi say obetumi de menua bi free Ghana ba na me plan so na woje menua no passport wuntimi yese o yese o ye passport man or the Ghana Union I was Spain as a wodumudin say we froster my imagine say me lawyer beka say kra we chain and person me create awareness kakra so the be union more platform yisu ebehu na we used to me din me old student of Kumasi Girls 1995 group na me a senior prefect enti okaka chenkofo say oh me the sister Nestina kra enua ba enti na amafo nimme ti wajiche nkofo zikasa is almost 50,000 euros me huni amenye meti asem no chese me ho apoa ma chese me huni amenye enti me pa cho lawyer me frɛ wo de me frɛ wa chire na me hu me stand na me hu kwan ya e be fa so e be stop no se wo Spain ho no uguso ne nam ke ka chenkofo se wodi mimi nua ba abrochire na oya no be ka chiro se me de wunua metimi ni kunu nua eye connection man krofo na also oje 1 year working permit they said the air cost will UK ya na no dey 2,500 euros na wa watch ticket nti wajichi nkofo bebre sika se say chese amanfo hwehwe no me kura so me hwehwe ne den me woni pictures ne ade nti me pekwan amefa so a me stop no na ofo bi koye afofo bi
any lawyer nkasa after e wie dwumadia lawyer and it was screen so
lawyer patrosa me frewa aden sa pisa
so
pacho time be
anytime from 9:30 air corner
me pacho you
between 9:30 and 5:30
me pacho you me das nyami shrapa
me
pacho bet me the na manacho so ana
me ba lawyer be number ni number no so screen so my Yemfa Collins na fi yen wrap it up for tonight na Yemfa tap send focus section into aso yen be breaker room 1 na obi a water tap issue bi awako honomo Collins unmute yourself now for a question bro.
Okay na misha mopa na nyamisha lawyer so mpacho nyamisha Eddie mpacho quick one is regarding the EU let me say procedure minya how the material or back in our passport need be a honey one and person over coming home. Though my state here now say me but more after the let me say after the Brexit not there but then no me pre-settled status now. I'm my my wife so soon me back to Aba with that pre-settled status no tipacho. Me so make up for one I say is there any route for me to get in here or through maybe Kara or anything? I mean shop
in terms of route needed, wait me be a application under the carer rules. The only problem I want to me any about as extended family member and not there because of visiting into any possible into say up say area obua unuano or quite be so na otimi ba a carer na so with one managing sponsorship there then yes but more than yema unuan and it will be possible. Why?
Oh, Nyamisha pa now the minister the question name me father so had but on the no yet on see a press settles COVID me so number as a family member and I say on so it's not allowed, please.
But and not allowed. You say when no so press settles status.
Me father but you. Me father. On so
your father bet me the number. Yeah,
okay. Okay. Thank you so much. God richly bless you.
Bless you too, Collins. Lawyer number. Lawyer, end your last words, contact details, how our people can contact you after this show.
Mpacho, made say before I made the number able to say somebody made a comment on the chat platform, say the score no a 7.0 a no correct say nipa no per se oba as a net, no be as a nessa, then the score 0. But say nipa no per se obey a care worker a 4.0 into that is the difference into nipa na or try say obey correct that is what about say obi per se or contacting me after the show me are contacting me anytime between 9:30 and 5:30 UK time 9:30 to 5:30 with me afraid number na that screen also no and now so say you can contact me company mobile 079 449 76161 number ni biom 079 449 76161 to chat page hono so into apeke hono say o land no so you will nothing. Now, apart from immigration, we also deal with employment law, family law, civil litigation, wills and probate, and anything to do with employment. We also start with the change of name deed. We also acquire passport, why you have passport, in affidavit, necessarily many and as always be ECOG, Usika be baby, my person of attorney, panel Ghana, no BBM. Nya obaya so ye betimi aye ama kama say ebia topic na found ho na say any question or any of the areas I practice make sure say we contact here and we'll be more than happy to into you. We offer free legal advice. You're in charge to talk to anyone. Into the first 30 minutes consultation, a free or document or anything you want to talk to us, you can get in touch. Apart from so by an office for consultation, you wait me Zoom meetings, you wait me Teams meeting for you. Anywhere within the UK, we can have consultation with you. We can also have consultation with you if you're in Ghana. Just get in touch and leave a message, and we'll be more than happy. This program has been a blessing. Yeah, that's it, baby. Yeah, that's it.
Yo, Lawyer Daniel Kwe, senior partner, Fort Worth Solicitors, and Enyumrei. Yadene baya oteninka. For more numbers, no. Lawyer, obeti me assign a good chat room one more at the amai.
Number no. Also for my kakrabachi.
I or the begu chat room. And I'll hear screen and so I will screen so obeti me up picking it up or honomo. Say be a woman on saso na maintimia for Misrewa and ye boapayo, Mreno and a dietia and cacrania. Me adma next week, Messai atwa jumedi so intino, Mema uyemo and show cry. Yebesai atlas in yame a adma next week. Sabri dear, ye cock quick commercial break ye bape, ye baby breaker room 1, a honomo and a so any issue. When it comes to your startups and accountant, your customer service team will be there to assist you. Sir, and so and Urakofi AJ or Bettina Edremu. Any question, any issue when it comes to tap, any suggestion, contribution, David AJ, US growth lead obetna edwam ede amai nti sabre de meka se obi bia na enwumre o join yada mo ase kosoa na ene entina nyame eyadoma next week enso sabre ye quick commercial break.
Tap send oh. Tap send yeah. Send more, spend less. Send more, spend less. Send more, spend less. Send more, spend less. If you want to transfer money quickly, waiting for you. Tap send. Very safe, very fast, very secure. Tap send. Very easy, affordable and convenient. Tap send. You want to send money to Africa and Asia. Tap send. If you want to transfer money quickly, waiting for you. Tap send. Very safe, very fast, very secure. Tap send. Very easy, affordable and convenient. Tap send. No fees, they got their best rate. Tap send. Send more, spend, send more. Tap send. Send more, oh yeah. Send more, tap send. Send more, do spend, yeah. Send more, tap send. Send more, tap send. Send me beat again, yeah. Tap send.
The best summer gospel concert is here. The Wayebiye Hitmaker is performing live in the UK for the very first time and doing that with a bang. Ghana's Gospel Artist of the Year and Gospel Song of the Year 2023 winner, PSA Esther, live in London. Yes, joining her for the spectacular experience is Nasi from Ghana. Hisanda Beja from South Africa. Eben from Nigeria. And many other amazing ministers from around the world. Date 29th July 2023. Venue Dominion Center, London. Time 6:30 p.m. prompt. Grab tickets at shoots.com and Eventbrite. This program is proudly brought to you by Pan-African Arts Society and supported by Desire UK, Rainbow Radio, Versatile Music, Omega TV, Hot Digital UK, Gospel Town Africa, True News, and many more. Come and have an encounter with God. Burdens will be lifted. Sickness will flee. For more information, call 07771 483 341 or 0785 256 8831. PSC Esther, live in London concert. God will do you well.
Reminding you that this is the sound of Africa. OT Radio is live and alive. This is the time we open the arms of this. This is the newest version, of course, the greatest time of our moments now. OT Radio has come to stay. Tune in on www.otradiouk.com, and of course we have live activities more coming on politics, sports, social entertainment, and everything that you request. My name is Sanko Fatinan, so I'm going to be part and parcel of it. And of course, OT Radio has come to say this is the sound of Africa.
Yo, abusa for Sabre, ye call a breakout room, a honomo, and a young obey me, a share and customer service team. No, in this or any issue with your app, Bomodia, maybe a breakout room once is here, not what joining on your screen. Maminka, a PSA Esther concept, no one some kakra and chiro is answer tap send ye be pimu, ewa honomo, ye support this event, and unti best. And yes, send the customers email say yenya a discounted tickets ye de ema yen customers said the omo ton ama abontin so for no and yes and yen customers no ebenya no o de no ne bo no ebe wo fam kakra e de amount anything bomodia email ye send the enra about PCS concert in London no bomodia check a link na wo no click it so we click it so ebebusa password and as a promo code tap promo code near tap. Who enter promo code now? Ube say ebema discounted standard ticket. na watimi atobi na yɛnyina yɛhyia mu on the 29th Dominion Center. Yo sabre de ye breakout room. Saa nso na omo amowo Scotland no nyame yadoma weekend ye ba be hyiemu hɔ no Glasgow Green hɔ no na Ghana fo Scotland nyina womu hyiemu Ghana party in the park in Scotland enti bomodin na bra na ye hyiemu hɔ no sabre de breakout room 1 mabie hɔ no na Owura Kofi Agye enso tena emu na ode tap send focus at their bro. But say who any issue with your app?